Yo guys, Thirsty Gogeta back at it again, and today I couldn't exactly figure out an idea for a video, but then this popped into mind. Possible ideas for next Transformer movies. So we all know that the Transformers Rise of the Beast is the first of a new trilogy. So that means that we got two more films that are going to be possibly popping up. Now, any ideas that you might have, or any characters that you would like to see in these two next films, please comment them on the put them in the comments down below because I would like to see what you would think should or shouldn't show up. So, one of my ideas is one of my things that I should obviously is probably going to happen is that Megatron right here and his cons are going to show up in the next or the last film or last film. You never know if they continue to milk it. So, seeing them in the movie, I know possibly to the public eye it would get repetitive because we've seen the Decepticons be the main villains almost all the damn time. But if they come up with a new plot and they show us a different view at the Decepticons, that would be interesting. Now, seeing like how they did it with Transformers Animated, they made the Decepticons basically fugitives. That was pretty interesting. Or seeing how the factions were less good versus evil, but more each side has its rights and wrongs. And of course, from the Decepticon point of view, yeah, it would possibly like just everybody would be like, oh, everybody hates the Decepticons. But I mean, we could show Optimus as like and Stephen Caple Jr. even went out and said that this Optimus is going to be a bit different, and hopefully it isn't like a murderous war criminal Optimus. But knowing how Stephen Caple Jr. and Travis Knight are basically holding things now with the Transformers universe, it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case, which is good. That's really good. And how the Transformers are going to be the main characters, the actual main characters, not oh they're gonna be the main characters, and then mostly all the shit goes to the humans. But yeah, seeing Megatron and the Decepticons having good characterization and overall like more attention to the Decepticons, like how they do with Transformers Prime or Transformers Animated, seeing something like that would be nice because we wouldn't just sit there and favor the Autobots 24/7. We'd actually sit there and be like, okay, the Decepticons have a true motive. They have a reason why they're doing it, and we're actually like looking at their point of view of things. Seeing that from Megatron, Starscream, holy shit. So, to finish the first thought, seeing that from each and every Decepticon would be interesting. Now let's go over like each and every Decepticon, how they could be unique, or the main Decepticons that stand up from the rest. Now seeing Starscream, they could do a unique way of him wanting to take over the Decepticons. That would be like not being a conniving little shit like he normally is. Not like he normally is in like G1 or Transformers Prime. Like, actually show a reasoning why he would want to take over the Decepticons. Like, seeing Megatron make some bad decisions here and there, and Starscream acknowledging that, while the other Decepticons are just blindly following because Megatron's a powerful figure. I know he's a powerful figure. Every Transformer fan knows he's a powerful figure, and Starscream knows as well. But seeing Starscream kind of view Megatron as like, oh, he's fucking up quite a bit, what the hell are these other cons following this motherfucker for? So him trying to take over the Decepticons for their success, not for his own success, that would be interesting to see. Now Soundwave, him he's one of the very unique Transformer characters, not just Decepticons, just overall Transformer characters. And seeing how he would meet up with his mini cons like Ravage, Frenzy, Rumble, and Laserbeak, and all we know of is that he's got Ravage, which you can actually see. I didn't see this in the movie, but you can actually see Ravage is actually sitting in there in his chest. I did not see that in the movie. But anyways, um seeing how he met his mini cons and how he excuse me, how he got into the Decepticon army and started following Megatron. That would be very interesting. And showing just how he delved into being such a, I'm gonna say something so cheesy. It's being robotic. Shut up. Being robotic. Now, when I say robotic, I don't mean like obviously they are robots in disguise, but they're just they're autonomous robotic organisms. So they're their own thing. They're not just straight up robots. Every Transformer fan knows this. They're not just straight up robots, but when it comes down to Soundwave's personality, he's like Laserbeak eject operation destruction or whatever the fuck. And he's just very robotic out of all the Transformers. And seeing how he delved into that personality would be very interesting. Now, when I say get into the Decepticon army, that brought up this guy, Megatron storyline. Seeing him go through hardships of being a miner or any very low, like basically in the junk, like very in the shit kind of job. Like that's how the Decepticons were founded, because Megatron started off as like a very shitty job because each and every Transformer was basically whatever your alt mode or your function was, you were put into that job. You didn't grow, you didn't have your own personality or anything. And Megatron obviously had an issue with that, and that's how he found the Decepticons. He rose into the gladiatorial ring, and then he rose into being a politician. And Optimus basically threw all his work to the wayside whenever all the council were moved by Optimus's words or Orion Pax's words, and then partitioned Orion to become Optimus. Seeing that kind of solo film or something like that would be very interesting. I know I'm saying very interesting a lot, but I mean, they're interesting. These would be very interesting ideas to be touched up upon in these movies that would be coming up. And seeing Megatron going through his own like kind of character arc would be very, very cool. Now, Shockwave, this poor soul had okay. So some versions of Shockwave has had some very dark backstories, and one of them is that he used to be just like a regular go-lucky scientist, or I may be getting this wrong, but if any IDW readers are out there viewing my stuff, please correct me. Um, he used to be either a scientist or a politician, and some very corrupted Autobots or just overall Cybertronians basically dissected him and turned him into what we know and love, the logical, cold-hearted being that we're looking at right now. Seeing something like that or being hinted at would be very interesting. I'm saying that so fucking much now. I'm getting annoyed by it. And that, and seeing all this happening to the Decepticons would grow, like, make the public eye grow to love the Decepticons as equally as the Autobots, if not more. And for the Decepticons not to just be viewed as the silver gray swamp things that decided to go into completion with a bunch of scrap metal and with a couple of Yautja being mixed in there and just being, oh, we're doing evil shit because we're evil. That changing from that point of view to a newer, more character rooted point of view would be awesome. Because seeing these characters and knowing that we're gonna see the Transformers be more be more as the forefront, like the actual title of the movies will be the main fucking characters, which is good. And seeing the Decepticons go through these hardships just as much as the Autobots would be great for the films. They would be great. But if they don't touch up on my ideas or any other person's ideas or any other fan, but they do something that would have the same effect to the public eye, would be amazing. Because the Decepticons are more than just evil bastards. They're their own characters. And seeing them, and not only just being going through some serious things, but seeing them actually tolerate each other and be kind of like jabbing at each other with little jokes and bantering here and there would be very nice. Because you saw how they did it with Transformers Animated, and god damn it, you saw how they did it with Transformers Prime. Now that's when it was real heavy into the Decepticons. Overall, like, characterization towards not only to the Autobots but towards each other. Seeing that in the movies would be amazing. Now, we know that the Predacons are gonna show up in Rise of the Beast, but we don't I mean, as for me and people who probably haven't read the plot leaks, we do not know that if Beast Wars Megatron, and like Airazor, Dinobot, Airazor, that's a Maximal, buddy. She's showing up in the movie. Um, Pterosaur, there we go. That's the guy I was thinking of. Pterosaur, Dinobot, Tarantulas, Waspinator, Black Arachnia. We don't exactly know if they will be showing up in the and Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Now, I think it would be the movie would be too convoluted if they did. Now, if they showed up at like the end, like the end credits, and were to show up in the next movie, that would be great. Because you already have three separate factions in the Rise of the Beast movie, so I think it's already convoluted. Now, I know that there's not overall when it comes down to like how many characters are in each faction. There's a small amount, yes, because you only have Optimus, RC, Bumblebee, Mirage, and Wheeljack. That's just only 5 Autobots. Then you got Optimus Primal, then Cheetor, then Rhinox, and Airazor. That's four Maximals, and then you got three main Terracons: Battletrap, Scourge, and Nightbird. I think if they're gonna make the Transformers have more character and everything like that, and be more story rooted, and they're gonna do that to each and every faction, I think that would make it too convoluted and already good enough for the movie, because you already got your heroes and then your villains and the possibility of Unicron showing up. I think we already have enough Transformers when it comes down to that. Now if they pull off some fucking miracle, if they do put in this Megatron and the Predacons in it, then that then they'll pull off that miracle. Then there's nothing I can do to say about that. Now, this is something Transformers fans have always wanted from what I have seen, seeing Primus, the god of all Transformers, the one who started it all, and his evil villain twin brother Unicron. Like them clashing heads since the dawn of time, and then both of them becoming their own respectable Cybertronian esque planets. And to see Primus, or the concept of Primus, like how they did in Transformers Prime, seeing him show up in these Transformer films would be fucking cool. It'll be fucking cool seeing the guy who basically is in Optimus Prime's chest at all fucking times. Damn, man. That would be amazing. Seeing the guy or the voice of him, or like how they basically how they did with Transformers Prime, that people wouldn't have a problem with that. But we also don't want it copy and paste. So that's why I say take that's why I'm kind of thinking of all these ideas with a hint of salt, because you don't want it to be just a copy of what's already been done. Now, seeing the 13 primes like a reintroduction to them would be amazing, instead of them just all looking like pin needly little grasshoppers like they did in Michael Bay's Transformers 2. Like, actually see them as characters and have their actions actually affect the Autobots and Decepticons' future or anything like that. That would be pretty fucking cool. That would be cool. Now, a possible next villain I think would be pretty cool is man, I literally searched this guy's name. Nova Prime. Seeing a Prime being a villain, but that isn't the Fallen, would be pretty damn awesome. And basically lead to the further iteration of Nemesis Prime, because Nova Prime became Nemesis Prime. And seeing Nova Prime coming along with Galvatron and Cyclonus, that would be pretty damn cool. And seeing the Autobots and Decepticons, and possibly Maximals and Predacons if they ever decide to keep them, seeing them come along and try to like destroy these guys or something like that because of the Shadow Zone area or like dimension, and these guys coming in being all corrupted and everything and trying to do something, obviously, and trying to and seeing all the Transformer factions uniting to go against these guys would be a pretty nice like wrap up of the Nightverse. But I'm pretty sure they'll come up with a nice wrap up, or they'll either continue milking it because Hasbro's like, ooh, people want to see these movies. But let's see how Rise of the Beast does and these next two films do. Now, a concept that I would love to see is the Titan class. Like, for example, Metroplex here basically turns into a damn city, and seeing Trypticon do it as well. Like, seeing these guys would be. Oh, it'd be so fucking cool. Because who doesn't want to see a 600, 700, like 1,000 foot Transformer, like in fucking Metroplex or Trypticon, fucking throwing hands at each other? Who wouldn't want to see that? People would love to see that, and especially that would be good eye candy for everybody, like for the public eye, because us Transformer fans, we usually go to watch these movies to actually go for the Transformers, and like not just to watch it for the mindless action. We actually go into it with our brains on, but the public eye goes to watch these movies with their brains off. Now, I don't know, like that's the majority of the public. that casual fans that do that. They just basically turn their brains off to go watch these movies. But I know there's like a handful of people who don't. Like a group of my friends, like whenever they have like questions or anything talking about Transformers, they usually come to me. And then they usually ask like how would these films change or anything like that, which is nice to know that they are proof that some casual fans won't actually just turn their brains off for these movies, because a lot of people should start liking these movies more for not just mindless action. I believe that the stories of Transformers should be felt in the hearts of many. And these ideas that not just me, but many fans out there should affect how other casual fans should look at the franchise. But that's all I have to say for today. And it seems like a lot of these Transformer videos I've been making these past couple days have been getting a lot of traction for the amount of subscribers that I have, and how very tiny YouTube channel that I am. And probably because of I'm riding off the hype of Transformers Rise of the Beast right now. So Transformers is in the minds of many right now. So hopefully this goes out and about to many, and not just me, because there's a lot of good Transformer YouTube channels out there. There's a lot of them. I recommend you go watch them all. Anyways, I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe for more of me. If you have any cool Transformer ideas you want to talk to me about, you can say it in the comments. And this has been Thirsty Gogeta signing out. Peace.